Nipun, introduce yourself.
Uh, Good evening, sir. I am Nipun Kumar. I belong to Delhi. My father is retired railway officer and my mother is housewife. I have done my BTech in electronics engineering from prestigious IIT BHU. Um, I have acquired more than 3 years of experience working in the field of software development in BSNL. In this tenure, I have developed 3 mobile apps using Android Studio, Java, and PHP, and 4 web portals using PHP, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Network rehabilitation app developed by me for geotagging of MDF and pillars has crossed 1 lakh user mark and the app is working smoothly without any errors. I have also received appreciation letter by GMBSNL for my outstanding performance in development of IP tax monitoring portal and BSNL Breadth web portal. Breadth stands for BSNL Revenue Expenditure Analyzer Tracking Harnessing. Now I have found NIC a unique body working toward e-governance and good governance in the field of software development. So I would got lots of opportunities in NIC to enhance my skills. I want to work as scientist in NIC because NIC has helped millions by developing apps like Arogya Setu app, JAL app, Locate Government Services app, etc. and portal site india.gov.in. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, Nipun. So let's start with the technical snap interview today. And I will be asking questions from object oriented programming, operating system, and data communication networks. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So first question is, what are the advantages of OOPS over procedural oriented programming language?
So the first of the main advantages is the code reusability. The code can be
Mm-hmm.
reused in object-oriented programming. Also, then there are 4 pillars of object-oriented programming. First is abstraction, means only essential data is shown and all other data are getting unessential data get hidden. Then
Okay.
inheritance. Then inheritance provide code reusability, like the class get inherited, class and data members get inherited. Then polymorphism, but many form to poly means many and morphism means forms. So that has many forms is known as polymorphism. So like polymorphism can be achieved through function overloading, function overriding. Then encapsulation, wrapping up of data into a single capsule is known as encapsulation. So like in classes,
Okay.
so many member functions and member variables are class devised are clubbed into a single class.
Okay. And can you tell me, like, what is the major difference between procedural oriented and object oriented?
So in object-oriented programming, the concept of classes and objects are used. So classes are created.
Okay.
Classes are like blueprint. Classes do not occupy any places, and their objects are created. So objects occupy spaces. While in procedural-oriented languages, they use only functions and structures. This type of data structure.
Okay. Okay. Let's move on to next question.
Yes, sir.
Differentiate between call by value and call by reference.
Yes, sir. In the call by value, the values are passed, like constant values are passed. While in call by reference, address is passed. So we pass the value, then there is no change in the value in the original function. While if we use call by reference, the original the parameters for which we
Mhm.
have sent the address, that parameter will also get changed.
Okay. What do you mean by local variable and instance variable?
Okay. So instance variables are a variable that are declared outside method and inside
Mhm.
class. Every object has its copy of instance variable. While local variables are the variables which are initialized in the constructor or function or within a block. Their scope is limited only to that function or block.
Okay. Okay. Accepted. Okay. Let's move on to next question. What are the differences or difference between method overloading and method overriding?
So in method overloading, the function name is same, but the parameters are different. The number of parameters can be different. While in method overriding, the function name is same and parameters are also same, and they are related in a parent-child relationship.
Okay. And what are the rules for method overriding?
For method override, I think the name of the function should be same, the parameter should be same, and the return type should be same. Both, all the three things should be same in the derived class.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to next question. What are the differences between is a and has a relationship?
So is a relationship and has a relationship. Sorry, sir. Actually, I have not studied this topic. This is a has a relationship.
Okay, can you recall inheritance and aggregation?
Yes, yes, yes. Inheritance aggregation. Yes. So inheritance means the property of the derived class to inherit the data members and methods is known as inheritance. And when aggregation is a I think aggregation is a bottom-up approach.
Okay. What is the core usage of aggregation? Why do we use aggregation? What is the main purpose that we want to we want to implement aggregation in our project or any working area?
Sir, we want to do aggregation so that we don't have to specify all. Like suppose there are tires, there are chairs, etc. But all of these are part of a car. So that's why if we represent them by the same name car, which have all the parameters. So that's why to combine the bottom-up approach, we use aggregation.
Okay, okay. Let's move on to next question, Nipun.
Yes, sir.
What are early token ring and what are delayed token ring session?
The session, I don't know about early token and delayed token ring, but I know about session. Session variables I use in PHP so that we can use the variables in all the pages of the PHP as soon as the session is there. So these are like global variables.
You are saying about environment variables, right?
Yes, environment variables in PHP. In PHP, we use session variables.
No, I'm. This is something related to data communication networks, not exactly to related to PHP, but this is somewhat related to token rings.
Okay. I don't know this.
Okay, okay. Do you know what are firewalls and what are different types of firewalls?
Yes, the firewalls act as a barrier between network and the outside the particular network and the outside network. So there are different types of firewall, like proxy firewall, then port firewall, etc. Many firewalls. So they do filtering. Like if they found any malicious packet, then they reject the packet.
Okay. And how does it work? Can you just give a rough idea, like what is the pipeline of this firewall?
Yes, a firewall basically check the address that whether any malicious software is there or not. If anything is found in that packet, if anything is malicious, that is reject that packet and it doesn't allow the packet to enter into the network.
Okay, okay. Okay, draw mesh topology and tell me the number of cables required in the mesh topology, number of ports required, and comment on the security of mesh topology. So you need to draw an example of mesh topology and show in your camera.
Okay, so I will draw the mesh topology. So this is an example of mesh topology.
It's not clearly visible. Okay, yes, yes. Yes, it is accepted. Yes.
Yes, sir. So in mesh,
can you
yes, in mesh topology, the total number of every node has n-1 ports, and total there are n nodes. So the number of ports are n into n-1.
Okay.
Oh, and then to connect two ports, one cable is required. So number of cables required are n and n-1 divided by 2. That is the formula of combination n2. And the security is highest level in mesh topology because it is directly connected to every node. So it can send messages from that node to a particular node only.
Yes, yes. That's great. Yeah. Can you also comment on person-to-person communication here?
Yes, in person to it supports person to person communication because all nodes are connected with each other.
Mhm.
So it can any person can
Mhm.
transmit to any mode securely.
Okay. Okay. What is the working of congestion control algorithms is related to TCP congestion?
Okay, congestion control. I know about flow control algorithms like stop and wait, selective repeat, and go back and.
Yes, in
And in
TCP
TCP,
congestion
I'm
control.
not able to remember I have studied this a bit long ago back, so not able to remember the correct
Okay.
congestion control algorithm. But I know that
Mhm.
in TCP, three-way handshaking is used. It is a secure connection. Number of overheads are more, and
Mhm.
it is slower than UDP.
Okay, okay. Let's move on to next question then. Um, okay, name different TCP timers.
TCP timer, TCP timer.
Are you able to like imagine the TCP header?
Yes, I am able to imagine the TCP header. So flow label, type of service, then
Mm-hmm.
DSCP, it is like this.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to last question then. What are the advantages and disadvantages of fixed and or static partitioning system? And what are the advantages and disadvantages of dynamic partitioning system?
Sir, the advantage of a fixed partition system is the disadvantage of a fixed partition system is that internal fragmentation that can take place. Suppose there are four partitions and we have put four objects, but their size is not that much big and there is some vacant space. So that is internal fragmentation can take place. And the second disadvantage of a fixed partition system is external fragmentation. For example, there are two blocks. First block is of 4 bytes, and second block is also of 4 bytes. And in first
Okay.
block, the 3 byte data came, and in second block, like 2 byte data came. So we have total 3 byte space left. But if a 3 byte block came, then it cannot come because it cannot come because the we have collectively we have the space, but we cannot
Mhm.
do because it is not contiguous. So that is the
Okay.
disadvantage of contiguous. And the dynamic partition system solve the problem of internal fragmentation. Like
Mhm.
anyone can come, but the disadvantage is like external fragmentation is not solved. If suppose we have dynamically participated, uh, dynamically partitioned the uh, memory. Now, if suppose one process gets executed, then it creates some holes, and then other process get executed, it also creates holes. So combinedly, we
Mhm.
have space, but we cannot put because they are on different space. So that's why external fragmentation is not solved. But that also has a solution. Like we can use compaction. In compaction, all
Okay.
processes are taken out and they are put line by line. That's the solution for external fragmentation in.
Yes, Nipun. Yes. This is acceptable. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Great. So that is all for the Snap interview. Now let me provide you the feedback now. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So mostly you have answered every question. Just one or two questions you were not able to answer. The
Yes, sir.
question number nine, which is related to I mean the TCP problem. That is question number
TCP
nine.
timer, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. And for in the first question, like everything you mentioned were the characteristics of object-oriented programming. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but not compared with procedural oriented programming. You
Yes, sir.
just mentioned all the characteristics of object oriented programming, right?
Yes, sir.
So you need to make sure that whatever asked you answer that first, and then you can add your other views. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
but first response should be whatever asked should be answered. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Second is aggregation has a major usage of code reusability. Okay,
Yes, sir.
aggregation plays important role in code reusability.
Yes, sir.
Then one thing I wanted to mention that like you need not mention if you do not know anything about any question. Okay, in token ring session and which the question which I asked, you need not relate to other concepts like you mentioned about PHP and all. So
Yes,
please
sir.
avoid that also. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Rest is okay. Out of 10, I can say that you have scored 8.5. And I wish you all the best for your further interviews.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. All the best.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.